Hey there, players of all classes. First things first, I bit my tongue earlier. It's a bit swollen, so I'm starting to sound like Sylvester. Suffering succotash. I finally got around to watching the video How to Be a Dungeon Master from Dungeons and Dragons that they released on YouTube like at the beginning of the year. That's how far behind I am, but we don't need to dwell on that like at all. Finally got to watch it, and it led to a talk that I had with some newer Dungeons and Dragons players. And also, it seems like the topic just keeps coming up over and over again, and I want to get it out there into the world. I want to be able to help. So let's talk about that.
How do you even start DMing? It's so scary. There's so much to learn, so much to worry about. So you start learning, making your own notes. Then you finally play, and this is where the real learning and processing takes place. And after the game, the cycle starts anew.
I finally got around to watching the video from Dungeons and Dragons about how to be a dungeon master. They released it like the beginning of the year or the end of last year. It led to us talking in the Akame Kura Discord, and then like this very same topic just keeps coming up everywhere. I want to let you know, if the thing that's barring your entry to becoming a dungeon master is that you don't know all the rules, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows all the rules. Okay, hear me out. There are so very many rules to Dungeons & Dragons, or like any TTRPG in general. Now, granted, I'm not saying the best thing you can do is just start DMing the game before you've ever played it. I definitely think that, like, maybe play a game or two before you want to run a game in a system, just so that you have a better feel for how it's going to work. But don't think that you can't be a DM because you don't know all the rules. Nobody knows all the rules. I don't think there's a single person out there that knows each and every single rule. And this isn't just a straight Dungeons and Dragons thing. This could be any kind of TTRPG. Most of the time, nobody knows all of the rules. You think there are people out there who can do every single calculation for Pathfinder off the top of their head? Absolutely not. Dungeons & Dragons is no exception. You're never going to find someone that knows every single rule. And if they tell you that they do, they're lying. A huge part of the game is that, yes, your DM or your GM is there to essentially arbitrate the rules. They probably know a lot of the rules, but sometimes they don't. Maybe there's a whole bunch of way more experienced players at the table. That's the cool thing. There's so much within the game that your DM and all of the players may have different knowledge bases. Together, you guys make the game work. It's not, yes, your DM or GM is for sure the arbitrator of the rules. Like, they're the ones who have final say. But that doesn't mean the other players at the table can't help. Especially if you have a table that's being run by a bunch of veterans and then there's new people. Like, the veterans can help. And even the new people, or if they're not brand new, probably have some area of expertise that you might not. If everyone at the table is playing a class that they've never played, but someone else has, those other people have knowledge that you can share with the table. I'm not saying don't think that, like, by show of hands you can outvote the DM when you're actually playing the game. That's not cool. Don't do that. But everybody at the table can contribute. And that's the beauty. It's a collaborative storytelling game. So, yeah, all of you can contribute. And all of you can contribute in totally different ways. Maybe your DM has never played a Warlock, but there's a Warlock at the table, and there's someone who loves playing Warlocks. That means that other person can help out. They can help both the DM and that player that's playing Warlock. I think it's super common to see people at the table who have played classes that you are now playing be like, oh, I did this. And again, they can just provide assistance. They're obviously not running your character for you. Don't let them. They're not going to be deciding the final rules, but like, they've played that character before. They know things that the other people don't, and they can help you out with that. Please, please, especially if the way that your table is set up. that you have multiple people who have run games before, who are veterans. Look to them for help. And that might even be like such a boon to your DM, who probably has a ton of things going on behind the screen that they are trying to manage for everyone at the table and to make sure that the game goes right. Like, you don't need to, especially while they're in the middle of trying to figure something out or working with another player on something, to be like, hey, 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 how does this work? Can you show me right now? Or in my player's case, hey, 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 I know you're telling people things right now, but how about you look at this meme? Don't do that. That's not the kind of help we're looking for here. Okay? That ain't it. That's not the right kind of help. But okay. So, I just want to stress, if this is what's scaring you about becoming a DM, you don't need to worry about it. There's nobody you're going to play with that knows every single rule for every single thing going on in the game. It's not a feasible possibility. There's always something new to learn, and that's also the beauty of the game. There's so much in there already that you have a chance to learn something new literally every single time you play. Speedrun gaining knowledge, all right? This particular delving into your DMs, I think, is going to be a little bit shorter than previous episodes, and maybe even shorter than episodes coming up. But, like, I definitely want you all to go out and experience this. Now, granted, DMing may not be for everybody, but try it. Maybe you'll find you really, really like it. Maybe it can be the same thing that it was for me. Granted, I had a different way to get into it than other people did. Like, when Grimjack originally got me, DT, him, and Nox together, he was like, we're going to play Dungeons and Dragons because it's something that we as nerds should do. And I was like, all right. And I grabbed the book and I was looking through the player's handbook and I was like, all right, I'm going to play this. And he goes, no. You're going to be the DM. And I was like, okay. And at the time, I had no idea what I was doing. But, like, now I have a pretty good grip. By the time we actually started our campaign, because there was like a 2-year gap between when that happened and when we actually started playing, I gained some knowledge in the meantime. I played some games. But I definitely think try it. And I'm not trying to say, like, DMing is not for everybody. Like, some people just aren't meant to do it. There's probably a table out there that loves the way you run the game. It's just some people don't want that extra stress, or like the idea gives them anxiety of trying to make sure that everything is running fine for all of the other people at the table. I totally understand that. But don't let the idea that you don't know all the rules before you start stop you from even trying. Because nobody knows all the rules. That's the beauty of you all working together to tell this story or to run this challenge or solve this puzzle. You're all working together here. While yes, your DM for sure is the arbitrator of the rules, they have the final say. Don't hesitate to ask the other people at the table for help too. It can be a huge boon to everyone sitting there. If you players of all classes out there, like, just leave a like if you want to see more content like this, sub, and I will see you all in the next one. If you would like to see more content like this more regularly, better production values and what have you, you can help support me. Again, not forcing anyone to do this, but it's a nice thing to do, and it will help support me make more videos, more content, get more stuff to show you, play more games, teach you more things. You can become a YouTube member the easiest way. You just click that little join button. There are different tiers with different rewards. We will pretty soon be handing out some more cool Dungeons & Dragons stuff for homebrew that may help you out in the near future. At the regular tiers themselves, there's plenty of other D&D related content. So if that's what you're into, come on in. You can also join the Patreon at the free tier. A lot of the posts that I make are for the public, so free tier will see most of them, and also will tell you when I make a different kind of post. If you become a YouTube member, you also get some neat perks within the Comic Discord, so come hang out with us. Come talk. It'll be fun. I swear.